Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Draft Day Sports College Basketball, and this is week 36 of the competition. It is the first week of the season, the 2029-2030 season. I have one recruit so far, fantastic one. Shooting guard Travis Snow out of Mountain View, Wyoming. Slight danger that he's not going to qualify, so he's right on the edge. This season, I've been far more careful to let most of those players go in advance and not even consider them. For the most part, I gave the highest recruits with lower GPAs. I at least gave them a look to see what their pitch categories were, and if I knew that they didn't match perfectly with mine, I went ahead and eliminated them early on and didn't waste my time trying to recruit those players. So far, though, mixed results, other than I know there's only a few guys that are in danger. I pretty much got rid of all the 2.3 GPAs and below. So Travis Snow is a shooting guard, which was the position that I was most desperate for. He is an excellent scorer. And it doesn't look quite as good as he did earlier. He was a B on defense early on. Now he's a C. But he's got a lot of strong qualities and is seen as an A overall. Then things start getting tricky. Trying to find my next recruit. I've been looking into Nathan Woodley here. Ironically, he has the lowest GPA on my list, but at just above 2.0. Here's the trick. He is a junior college transfer, so he would be somebody who would be able to come in and have a more immediate impact. I do not have a scholarship offered to him, but I've been strongly considering it, especially here as I just recently unlocked his information, and one parent is alumni of the college, and he does care about location and is from Oregon, so I think I would do a pretty good job trying to recruit him. Maybe. I'm still in desperate need of a power forward. That's one of those scholarships that I have left to offer. And I've just finally gotten this one figured out, but I've had difficulty with the power forwards and trying to get suitable information about them. So I've had trouble picking one out. I did have one picked out who was really good, one of the best in the country, and he actually really liked me and jumped all the way to number 2 on his list. Number 1, my alma mater, the University of Oregon, and that's who he signed with, so we didn't get him. There we go. Got through to this guy finally. Been working on him for probably 5 or 6 weeks. And we got everything in one go. Ooh, that's good for me. Location and academics. I already have a shooting guard, but I'm thinking about getting 2. So at this point I have one shooting guard already. I'm looking for a small forward and a power forward, and then one more guard. Either position. Anderson is somebody I'm starting to look into. I just finally broke through on him, and I've got to be able to compare him to these other guys, as there's a pretty good chance that I will try to go after this one, as I'm pretty high on his list, and he's looking okay. And way down here at Map, Map was actually the highest ranked guy. He was about 40 or 50, and a 98 last time. So I guess he was about third on the list. His rank dropped a lot all of a sudden, not sure why. The very last contact day, I had a visit to him, jumped to fourth on his list. Over time now, he's moved up one more spot to third. He is a good scorer, he is a good defender, and has some decent attributes the rest of the way. So I am definitely continuing my pursuit of Map despite his drop in rank. And now, onto the roster. I've redshirted 2 of my freshman players. Winston McCamey, the last recruit at the end of last season. And Jamal Small. I had higher hopes for Small. Pretty disappointing in what I got. And if only Ryan Driver would get his act together and be eligible. But alas, he's a senior. He's got a 1.5 GPA. He is not going to gain eligibility. He will not play for us, which is sad because he's actually our highest rated player. And our next best is a 1-star at small forward. And I don't really have another position that's really suitable to step up. My 5th best player right now is Paul Floyd. He might play there. I don't know. It's time for me to figure that out, though. So we're going to take a look at the depth chart. I am really struggling with this group this year. I really thought we were going to be much better than a year ago. We're not. We're in the same shape, maybe worse than last year, even though I do have some really good recruits, like Chris Smith, 4.5-star potential. I would redshirt him if I could, but I'm already redshirting a couple other guys. So lots of potential here in these better recruits, but not current ability so much. Alright, so here's the tricky part, figuring out the depth chart. The other reason why I'm going to have a real struggle this year is Delia leaving us at the end of last season, my first transfer out in my program's history. And I had high hopes for Delia to be somewhere around that 2.5-star range for this year, and into that 3.5-star range following. And so I was very disappointed to lose him, but that also means I have 3 walk-ons right now. So I'm hurting for depth. And then I have Ryan Driver, who's ineligible. So these 3 guys, redshirting, and suspended for grades. So these top 12 guys are what I have. And then that's it. That's what I've got to rely on. And there's lots of 1-star players in this mix. Either Kevin Forney or Gaines are going to be the starting shooting guard here. Let's see, they both score well. Passing, it's about the same. Neither one of them is actually very good at it. And no one really is very good at it. So, ouch. Handling, Gaines is the better. Okay, so 40 is going to be the starting shooting guard. That's how I'll balance that one out. They've got Floyd starting there. Curtis apparently is pretty good. Let's see. Handles the ball well, but no, that's about it. I lack defense outside of my starting 5 other than Greg Burton. Daryl Dixon's not too bad on... Well, yes, no, he is. He's really bad. Travis Butler's... Teflinger, they're all about the same, really. It's not a big difference. Burton's the only one who's got a decent edge over the other guys. So what about scoring? They're all the same. Passing. They're all the same. Handling. Okay, Dixon handles the ball well. That'll help him. Smith is pretty good too. And I would like to get Smith playing time anyway because he is the future. As well as Butler and Teflinger, really. Burton's not going anywhere. 2-star potential. And then these walk-ons. So I need to get these 3 above these guys. It says he's 1.5 star, but I don't see it. So let's get you up the list. Okay, we'll figure out the final depth there in a little bit. Burton's an okay defender. That's gonna help him. Chris Smith, I want to play for the future. Alright, there's the depth. Now let's figure out how to balance this out. Okay, I'm going to lower the time. Tahid's going to play just about as much as he can. How's his athleticism? Yeah, that's okay. That is okay. Who are my seniors? Gaines, Dixon, the walk-on. Oh, Driver, and then Tahid. Okay, so it's really just Gaines and Tahid, which there's the first piece of good news I've had. That and having a really good recruit coming in. I'm only losing 2 starters, and Gaines is not going to be a big loss at just 2 stars. It will hurt to lose Tahid, but he wasn't even a starter last year. Alright, well, let's see. I need depth at small forward. We're going to give time to Taflinger. He's going to play. He's going to learn on the fly. Hopefully that helps him develop. I don't know quite how the development works in this game. I don't know what the formula is they use. But I know in real life, the more you let a young guy play, the more they're going to develop. So we're going to turn that down to 80. Chris Smith also, I want to get him playing. And Butler. And then Burton. These guys aren't going to play so much. So, if Wise is my center, I have Butler as a backup, Martin if we're desperate. Floyd, part-time power forward. Tahid will be part-time power forward. Which means Tahid is part-time small forward. A little more than half a game. Taflinger is going to pick up the rest. But I still need a backup just in case. So it's got to be one of these guards. Curtis is only 6'1". Forney? It's a lot to ask of a freshman. But he's a good defender. So we'll do that. Forney. But not Floyd. Floyd's just going to be power forward. And Wise really should just be center. Okay. Getting a little closer. Sad thing is I'm going to have to completely restructure the rotation. This is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. I figured we'd be ready to start the first game by now, and I'm not even into the rotation yet. This is the most complicated depth chart I think I've had. Just in terms of lack of quality options and lack of options, with 3 guys totally ineligible and 3 walk-ins, the walk-ons. I've only got 9, and if I had 9 players at 2 stars or above, then I'd be happy with that. That's not the case. I literally only have 5 eligible players that are better than 1 star. This is bound to be a struggle. I have tons of point guard, shooting guards, so no shortage there. And speaking of, if I have Chris Smith and Burton as a backup, Curtis should be eligible to play small forward, as he is at least 1.5 stars apparently. Not that I really see anything that stands out, but that means Martin needs to go above Dixon. Dixon played a tiny bit last year, and he can handle the ball. Best on the team, but he doesn't do anything else well. Defends a little. Not happening. I'm going for the development guys as the backups. I'm not expecting fireworks this season, so I will play some younger players. I said this last year, but I know we're going to be better next year because I literally only have 1 good player that we're losing. And with all that potential, there's got to be, it has to be, players that are going to improve next year. Rotation. Yeah, I suggest submatrix only. There we go. That should match up a little more with the depth chart now. And yes, that's the appropriate starting 5. So where do they have everybody on minutes? Forney is 32 as our shooting guard. There's plenty of backups, so I'll probably get him down to about 30. And I suppose I should just figure that out now since I'm on it. So Forney, yeah, he doesn't even, I'm going to get him down to 28. Chris Smith's going to be the point guard. Greg Burton might be, none of these guys are top scorers anyway. So I'll get Burton in for about 12 minutes. Burton is at 10 right now, so we need to take 2 minutes away from Forney. And then there's still 2 more minutes somewhere. Curtis has it. Okay, there's Burton. And that's Curtis. Let's see. Oh, Curtis. Okay. Yeah, I'll let Curtis keep those couple minutes. Alright, there's one position sorted out. How about we get point guard, finish off the guard. So we've got Gaines again with he's a good defender. He's my best defender. So he's going to play 30. Best ball handler, best defender, and tied for best scorer. So actually, yeah, he needs to play. So 30 minutes a game for Gaines. Top backup is Chris Smith. And then, yeah, should be Chris Smith for about 10. So Gaines and then Smith. Perfect. Okay, Chris Smith is only 4. There's his 4. So let's get him more time in the second half. Burton's got some extra time here, it looks like. But we get Smith in here. And here. And late second half, find him 2 minutes here somewhere. How about there? Okay, but that took away from Gaines a bit. He's down to 26. Burton doesn't need to have that much. .28's good. What did that drop Burton to? 8? Yeah, he'll live with that. Okay. Tahid, lots of minutes, but some of those at power forward. Probably 10 at power forward and 22 to 24 at small forward. Okay, that's way too long of a shift there. So we're going to move him over to here. I'll replace Floyd. And we'll do the same here. He does need a break in here somewhere. There's a break. He only comes back on there, so why don't we get him a couple more minutes right there. Yeah, that's 34. That'll do. Deflinger. He's only got 4 right now, so we want to take these other guys away. Like Curtis is not that position. And we'll get him a couple minutes right there. Deflinger. Martin. Okay, Tafflinger there. Look at the second half. That's all Tahid. And that's all Tahid minus 2 minutes. Yikes. And that's Forney playing in those couple minutes there. Let's go ahead and give that to Tafflinger instead. So there's 12 for him. Okay, Floyd I've already taken away some, so I'm guessing he's going to be in decent shape. And we'll be on to Wise and Butler. $26. It's actually still a hair more than I wanted. Wise. $30. Butler, $10. Okay, let's double check everyone. Forney's $28. Wise is $30. Floyd's getting $26 a game. That still feels like a little much. So maybe Travis Butler can pick up a couple minutes over Floyd. Okay, that's a pretty long stretch there. Let's put Butler in right there. Okay, Tahid at 34. Burton has 8. Smith has 10. Tafflinger is getting 12. Gaines 28. Dixon, that's okay. Driver can't play. Scott's got 8. Well, and Curtis. So the only one not getting minutes officially is Daryl Dixon. That's fine by me. All right. Roster set. Rotation set. Red shirts are set. Recruiting is done for the week. And the season is going to get underway. We are still in Conference O for the second year in a row. First up, we play Marshall. Before I jump into that, why don't we see, where is Marshall's scouting report? Conference G. They're a good little bit higher than we are. And we are on the road, so this could be, and weak lineup this year. This could be a loss to open the season. But we'll find out here in a moment. Alright, here we go. We are quickly down 5-0 and took 3 minutes to get our first bucket. 13-4, 15-5. I already need a timeout if I can get one. There it is, finally. And we start to get a little bit going. Climbing back into this game. We're down 6, down 4. That's a 7-0 run, I believe. Or at least 6-0 run. And now they're scoring again. Boy, they're just piling on the misery for us right now. Let's see. Why are we hurting so bad? Rebounds are level. Turnovers. Ouch. We are not handling the ball well at all. We're shooting okay. They are shooting really well. 0 for 4 beyond the arc. At halftime, we are down big. Let's see. Forney doing well. 9 points. Tahid has 8. Wise has 8. Rebounds are still level. The score hasn't stretched out much further, which is good, I guess. I'm going to use my full timeout here with about 10 minutes to play, see if we can't get maybe a little run going. Try to get back in this, and no run here. We're staying in it right about 20 points behind. We use that last timeout. Last chance to get some sort of run going. Down 16, down 15, down 13 there for a moment. Still down 13, so it worked. We closed the gap a bit, but they're stretching it out here in the final 2 minutes. Putting it right back out to almost 20 points. Paul Floyd has 10 points. Forney stayed at 9. Floyd ended up with 5 boards. No standouts. Lots of turnovers. 19. We did end up forcing more as the game went on. Rebounds were level. free throw line made a difference. We got just as many attempts. Looking at the stats, we shouldn't have been blown out. Shouldn't have lost by 17. The stats are fairly close. Turnovers, they were a +5, but beyond that, the stat line didn't look as bad as the final score. Alright, well, the season starts with a loss. We're going to finish off the week. And then we'll get back to recording. Recruiting, not recording. So we're going to be at Lamar here. They lost their opener as well. But it was a road game, and I don't think I'm going to get too many road wins this year. We dropped to 0-2. And next up, I'm going to play the Spartans, Michigan State, on the road. They are ranked number 21 in the nation, though they did lose their opener.
You have new mail.
Well, a couple seasons back, we beat a ranked team and got ourselves ranked for the first time in the program's history. I do not think that we are in a position to go to their house and grab a victory at this point. Alright, letter of intent from Travis Snow. That's good. He should definitely be coming as long as he gets that 960 SAT score that he needs. Finally, Albert Johnson. This is one I've been working on for a long time. He's been the highest ranked power forward since early on. Okay, he cares about location. It's West Coast, even though Arizona to Oregon is obviously not very close. But there's plenty of people from Arizona in Oregon and plenty of people from Oregon in Arizona. We seem to opt for trading places a lot. A lot of my high school friends are living in Arizona now and have been for a decade or more. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and offer. Nothing to lose, right? He has been the power forward that I've been wanting to go after for a long time. Doesn't take to it. We move on to the next guy, which is definitely Anderson, especially when he does like us. And we just about got everything unlocked on him. And he's a lot closer. Actually, I'm not sure within the state of Utah where Payson is. Been to Utah a few times, but actually quite a few times. But not there. There's another one that I've been after too, Courtney Perry. He was a B, and lots of Bs. That defense did drop to a C. Makes me start to wonder, but at solid set of Bs could make him my second guard, and he's from Oregon. Makes him cheaper to try to recruit. And if he does care about location, we'll make it that much easier. Alright, back to our soon-to-be 0-3 start. No surprise there. Western Carolina up next. We are the home team. First home game of the season. They are 1-1. I have no idea what division they're playing in. So I'd really say it's a toss-up at this point. Oh, and 4. This is now the second worst season that I've had. We've got North Dakota up next. I've played them many times. We are a division or two ahead of them now, but only just, and they are 3-1. We're 0-4. So even though we're at home, we still have a decent chance of dropping yet another game. See, North Dakota, Conference V. They're not that far behind us right now. North Carolina, 0-2. They're also Conference V. Conference U for SIU Edwardsville. Alabama A&M, who we lost to last year in that end-of-season tournament, will be the game after. Getting back to the recruiting. At least I got snow. Alright, so we'll give a couple weeks for Albert Johnson. If we don't at least break the top 10, we'll let him go and move on. I do not want to let this guy go, especially with the kind of season I'm having. If our record's going to be really bad, it's going to be that much more difficult to recruit. Okay, he cares about academics. That's a boost for us. Okay, we're number 9 on Bullet's list. Seen map in a while. Number 3. So I think there's a good chance we'll get map. I think there's a good chance that we're going to drop Johnson and go for Anderson, and that we could get Anderson. Anderson will definitely qualify. Map should definitely qualify. Snow, still have my doubts a little bit. It would be nice if Woodley signs up, even though he's only a 2.1 as a junior college transfer. He just needs to maintain a 2.0 or better. So we'll have to work on his grades when he gets here, but might fit in. And as a JC transfer, he could help this struggling squad, especially when I'm lacking a small forward. And the best player who's graduating, even though he's a power forward, is playing this season at small forward. Alright, let's continue on here. That biggest contact period of the year already behind us. I'm worrying about these last few scholarships a little bit, but it does look like I've got a decent chance at least on 2 of the guys. We did get that first win of the season finally. North Carolina Central just 1-3. That should be, hopefully, our second win. But when you're 1-4, nothing's guaranteed. Two and 4. Okay. At least we're climbing out of the cellar a little. Next up is that difficult game at Alabama A&M. But like us, they are struggling this year. But they are a much higher division, and we are on the road. So I wouldn't count on anything in that game. Like I mentioned earlier, we might not get many road wins at all this season. Portland State, they're 3-3 right now. A few divisions behind us after we left them in the dust. Funding's already getting quite low, 8,500. Woodley, I do not have a scholarship offer out to. Parquet is up here now. He's moved up in ranking, but he doesn't care about academics or location. He cares about things that I don't seem to be able to offer very well, even when I can offer playing time. I think that one's more of a reaction to play style than it is to your depth chart. And I do spread minutes around. Besides trying to keep Tahit on the court this year, to keep myself at least from getting relegated. So I think I might be in for a relegation battle this season. That's too expensive. If he was in state, I'd go scout him live. So, no. Yeah, there's Anderson. That's the one I need to be going after. Screw it, let's do it. You're gonna hate me now, and you've hated me all along until the last couple weeks anyway, so giving up on him. Go after Andre Anderson. Alright, Perry. Ooh, yes. Okay, exactly what we needed. Location, academics. So we are going to do that. Let's see. Hosting? Yes, it works. Okay. That should hopefully get us on the list between the offer and the visit. The location and the academics should really help move him up the list. Or move us up his list. Alright, got through another one. Nearly done on this guy. Almost. Alright, definitely getting further down the list. Still not so far though. There's still a handful of guys that I have not even made a phone call to this season. Another week to go. We are into December. Alabama picked up another win. All the more reason to believe we're going to drop another game here. The difference in division, plus the fact that we're on the road. And we're on the road again at SIU Edwardsville. They are a lower division, but they're 4-2. Can we get our first road win of the year? No, we cannot. And we're on the road at Portland State as well in the next game. Holy crap, this is nothing but road games. We've played 2 games at home, 3. In 8,
you have new man.
9 if you count the next game up.
You have new man.
Lynchburg, Conference U, but they've got a good yeah, it's mixed review. Yeah, still only +1 and did not crack his top 10 list, unfortunately. Okay. I think we were 9th before. I think. So 8th. It's progress. I offer you a scholarship and we actually drop a place? Really? We were 3rd. Let's try to host. Scout Live, Perry. I do not have the parent info on you. And you don't want to give it out. And I need facilities here. There we go, got that. Okay, it's only the 2nd time we've called him, but we got through this time. And we got everything. Nice. Player I know next to nothing about, but if his defense is a D, he might not be on the list here much longer. Oh, hey, this guy went to North Carolina. Okay. Good things, academics and location, and Washington. Some film on him. He might be moving up the list here a bit. Okay, this is the first time I've called Runyon. And he definitely cares about academics. Okay, I think our only game this week is Portland State. And for the first time in a few seasons, I think they might be winning this rivalry game. I think I've won about 4 or 5 straight against Portland State. I think that streak's about to end. I haven't won a road game yet. And I drop another. 2-7 and another road game, Lynchburg. It's my entire non-conference schedule on the road. Are we constructing a new stadium? Wouldn't that be awesome? But it's not awesome, because it's not that. I had some real struggles this year. And there's not much I can do about it. I have no depth in my roster.
You have new mail. You have new mail.
Okay, so Lynchburg, Conference U. South Alabama is 8-1. Andre Anderson had a good visit, at least. He's up to triple plus, finally. Let's start with Anderson, see where we're at. Still 4th. Good visit, and we didn't even move up. Okay, got the parent info that was missing. Okay, Runyon. Not quite. Almost. Matt Johnson. Tate Thomas, I've never called him, but my recruiting guy has done a decent job. Or is that my scouting guy? I don't know which one. Scouting guy should be getting this. And that's the whole list, just about anyway. Couple guys left to fill out a few things. Interest everywhere now except for Johnson. So, hey, little victory. I need a little more in terms of victories. just about to the end of the non-conference schedule and just about to the end of this episode. It'd be really nice if we could grab another win or two. But we dropped to 2-8, and we've got a real tough one here at home. South Alabama is rolling at 9-1. They've got to be heavy favorites to us. Massive difference in records. And it's going to be the first part of next week.
You have new mail. You have new mail. You have new mail.
Ryan Driver. Yeah, of course. Okay, we're into the conference season coming up here soon. Didn't we play Macon beginning of the year? Oh no, it was Marshall. Okay, we've got a chance there, but look at all these road games. We've only had 4 home games by the time we'll have played 14 games overall. So 4 home games, 10 road games to start the season. With a weak roster is a recipe for disaster. Okay, well, I've done my recruiting. I know that I'm out of time here. Also, let's get right down to the bottom here. Go straight to these guys. Got everything there. Okay. Onion. Facilities. Good. And is that everybody? I'm literally down to 1 player left that I don't have the information on. Yes. That is the case. Johnson's the only one left. Alright, here we go. Final week of the non-conference. And the final couple games of this episode. No time to watch them. It'd be real nice if we can get a win against South Alabama here. And we do. We managed to pull off the win. We won 3 out of 4 games at home, but we lost every single road game. Albeit that there is one left here, one last chance to eke out another win before the non-conference schedule is wrapped up. Or is Sam Houston State Conference O?
You have new mail.
Let's check. I think we might be ready for the conference schedule, which is my typical stopping point. Yes, okay, that is a conference game. So we wrap up the non-conference schedule winning 3 out of 4 home games, and those were the only wins we've managed. So we've had 0 road wins on the season so far. Things have been pitiful thus far. Let's take a look at the stats real quick. Tahid leading the way in those minutes. Weiss is our top scorer, 16.6 points per game. He's actually playing really well. Forney, the true freshman, with 11 points per game. Gaines, the senior. Paul Floyd's doing pretty well. Tahid, actually not doing terribly well. Is it because he's playing small forward and he's out of position? Could be. Rebounds. Floyd's doing well on that. Tahid also. Weiss would be nice if he was picking up a bit more. Gaines is doing okay on assists. Yeah, it's amazing. I have some decent stats. Gaines is turning the ball over a fair amount, but assists to turnovers. Forney's doing really well. Curtis is doing awful. On 6 minutes, Travis Butler is doing pretty bad too. Maybe need to take some time away from these two. Hand it off somewhere else, especially Curtis, who's not doing anything with his 6 minutes a game. 1 point per game, 25% shooting. And turning the ball over almost once per game. Looks like about 10 times in 11 games, even though he's only playing 6 minutes. I could definitely give his minutes to one of the other freshmen, like Greg Burton, who's protected the ball. Stats aren't looking much better, though. Alright, well, that does it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my road to the record. Bye for now.